So you're thinking of moving to Cambridge, Massachusetts, and you have no idea where to begin. Well, I've lived in Cambridge. I was born in Cambridge. I've spent 10-ish years living in and around Cambridge. And in today's video, I'm gonna give you guys the complete DL, the good, the bad, and the ugly. If you guys don't know me, my name is Jankowitz. I am a Cambridge-based realtor. I've closed over 300 transactions in the last 3 years. If you guys like these videos, please take a second to hit that subscribe button. Now let's get into the video. So let's start off with the 5 pros. The first pro, and this is a big one, guys, it is super freaking convenient to live in Cambridge. In fact, I would argue Cambridge might be the most convenient place to live in all of Massachusetts. It's so amazingly convenient. It's a 15-minute commute to downtown Boston from most parts of Cambridge. It's about a 15-minute commute to Somerville, which has a bunch of other cool things. It's right by Storrow Drive. It's right by the Highway 93 if you are a reverse commuter. So wherever you are going, it's going to be relatively convenient. It also has a lot of T-stops. You've got the Central Square T-stop. You've got the Kendall Square T-stop. You've got Leechmere, you've got Porter Square, you've got Harvard Square. Sorry, I missed that one. So you've got a lot of T-stops that all are very, very close and just a handful of stops to downtown Boston. So super, super convenient. Pro number 2, when you think of Cambridge, you cannot help but also think of Harvard University and MIT. And so you get a lot of the benefits that the students have with Harvard and MIT. You, as someone who may or may not be affiliated with Harvard or MIT, you still have a lot of benefits. So you have Harvard Yard, which is just beautiful, beautiful place. You have the Harvard Art Museum, the MIT Visual Arts Center. You have a lot of Harvard affiliated talks. There are also a lot of just like retail stores that are associated with Harvard. So you have the Harvard Bookstore, which has these incredible free talks. I know before COVID, I used to go there all the time, and you could hear about the #1 expert on Black Matter in the universe from Yale giving a free hour talk and answering your questions. You have the top comic book writers in all kinds of niches from all over the world. They come to Cambridge, they give these free talks that are open to the public. So by being here, you have access to just incredible conversations and free events and cool art and things that you just would never have the chance to do in a lot of other parts of the country. Pro number 3. Now, a lot of people, when they think of Cambridge, they don't really necessarily think of it as a super naturey place. But I would argue there are 2 things you can do that are really awesome when it comes to nature in Cambridge. The first, of course, is the Charles River. You can sail and kayak right on the Charles River, especially in the warmer months. You can also run along it, which is great. You also have Fresh Pond Reservation. Me and my wife, for a long time when we were living in Cambridge, would go there pretty much almost every day to go for a walk or a run. It's an extremely peaceful place that's in Cambridge, and it's really nice to just kind of get away from the congestion parts of Cambridge and just get a little peace and serenity. Pro number 4, you have some of the most eclectic food options in all of Massachusetts in Cambridge. When I was living in Central Square, one of my favorite restaurants was Asmara, which was an Eritrean restaurant. We also went to Dumpling House, which was a Chinese restaurant, and there are multiple Chinese restaurants covering different styles and regions of China, so whatever you're into, you can probably get in Cambridge. I also really like going over to Harvard Square and going to Santuka, which has some of the best Japanese ramen you will ever find in Massachusetts, in my experience. So whatever your craving is, you can have it. There's a really good Syrian place in Central Square, Aleppo Palace, which was one of my go-tos. So there's a lot of very regional specific cuisines that you can find here that you might not find in a lot of other parts of Massachusetts that are truly authentic and truly delicious and made by people who are from the places in which the food is being served, which is a really cool thing. And pro number 5, and this ties into my 4th one around food, Cambridge is truly a melting pot. I always hear this term melting pot with a lot of other parts of a town, but Cambridge genuinely is an unbelievable place. It's why I love what I do as a real estate agent. And one day I might talk to someone from Nigeria, one second, and then the next I'm talking to someone from China, and then the next I'm talking to someone from California, and then Canada. It's a very international place with people coming and going, and you learn so much about different cultures, about different religions, about different food, about different ways of thinking. I love that about Cambridge, and I think it's something that's very hard to find in a lot of other parts of America. So if you like those things, you will love Cambridge, and it's going to be very hard pressed to find something similar in other parts of Massachusetts. All right, and now we have to go over my 3 cons of Cambridge. Of course, there's a lot of great things about Cambridge, but any place has its pluses and minuses. So con number 1, it's going to be price, and it's going to be housing inventory. Now, you probably already know that Cambridge is expensive, and this might just depress you more, but one of the big challenges, I meet a lot of clients who are out of state, out of country, and they say, Sage, I want to get a single family house. And a lot of other parts of the country, while it's expensive, there's a lot of single families out there. The reality is there isn't a ton of single family inventory, period, in Cambridge. In 2022, there was only a little over 100 single families that sold all year, and the average price point was $2.44 million. So we're looking at basically $2.5 million for your average single family. So that's going to price out the vast majority of people that I work with. So right out of the gate, if you're looking for a single family, it's going to be very, very tough for you unless you're in a very, very, very strong financial situation. And unfortunately, the news doesn't get much better with condos. The average price for a 3-bed, 2-bath condo that sold in Cambridge in 2022 was around $1.3 million. So again, very, very expensive if you want a decent amount of space in Cambridge. And understand that that's not going to be necessarily some new construction 2,000 square foot place. We're probably looking at about 1,000, maybe 1,200 square feet at that price point. So just understand that if you want to be here and you want to own here, it's going to be very, very, very pricey. Con 2 with Cambridge. Cambridge is, for the most part, a very congested place. There tends to be a decent amount of noise. There tends to be people on top of each other. It is a city-ish environment. So if you're someone who's looking for serenity, peace, and quiet, and 2 acres of land, this just isn't what Cambridge is. You need to be a city person who loves to step outside, and you're around it all, and you like the action, and you like the characters, and you like the food, and all the craziness that comes along with that city life. That's what Cambridge is. Not for everyone, but if you love it, you love it. And the final con number 3 for Cambridge, parking. Parking is just really challenging. I have a lot of clients, again, from out of state, out of the country. They say, Sage, I want a garage spot. I need an attached garage. Well, in Cambridge, that's going to be extremely challenging. And frankly, you're probably going to have to give that up most of the time. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's going to significantly decrease your inventory, and you're most likely going to have to up your budget. So if you're going to go that route, just understand you're going to have to pay a premium, and you're going to have to be a little bit more patient. There just isn't a lot of great parking options out there. So you might want to ditch the car, or you might just plan to do parking on permit. If you're in the right part of Cambridge, it might not be challenging. Kind of depends. And that's it for today. I hope you guys feel like you're a little more caught up on what it means to be living in Cambridge. If you guys have questions, pop it over in the comments below. I'm happy to answer your questions. Hit me up on my Calendly. Hope you like the videos. Hit the like button. Please subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.